So we're visiting here with Mr. Jim Magagna, and he's the Executive Vice President of the Wyoming Stock Growers Association. How are you today, sir?
Just great. Enjoying a lovely day at the State Fair.
It's a warm one today.
It is a warm one. You know, the nice little breeze out here, and that's the great thing about Wyoming, low humidity and usually a breeze when it isn't a howling wind.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're here today enjoying the Centennial Farm and Ranch Association's celebration, and part of what we were discussing is how important the agricultural industry is in Wyoming, its historical perspective, and how we're looking into the future as well.
Well, it is, and not only just for the sake of agriculture, but of course, compared to the energy industry in Wyoming, the numbers are lacking a lot of zeros, but agriculture has just been so fundamental to the economic history of this state, to the cultural history of the state, and I don't foresee that changing, even though we may not have the big numbers in terms of our contributions to the economy and to government. It still is so fundamental, and so many small communities in Wyoming exist because of the agricultural enterprise. So we feel we've got a proud history and we're celebrating today, but we've also got a bright future filled with opportunity and challenges.
Absolutely, and one of those things that comes into the bright future is youth, the youth of Wyoming, and how we can bring the youth into the agriculture industry to keep it, in perpetuity and in Wyoming into the future.
That is so critical, and it's such a pleasure to look at these families that are here today and see so many of them that have that young and very young, in some cases, generation here with them. So that is very uplifting. It's a sign of hope. But on the other hand, we also recognize that there are a lot of our traditional ranch families out there that don't have succession within the family, and as we've seen land prices escalate, cost of doing business escalate, and profit margins always remain very small in agriculture, we're faced with a big challenge in terms of how we bring some new willing and interested young people into agriculture who don't inherit the family farm or ranch.
So things like this are crucial because they help paint the picture of how important it is in the state and help to draw that youth and that younger generation in to come help out those families.
It really does, and it's nothing more exciting to me than when a young family with some ranch working experience contacts us and says, how can we get into the ranching business? I don't have any quick answers for them, but it just makes me want to really get out there and make an effort, and we work to identify some tools that will work. One of them has been our conservation easement program, where by devaluing a ranch with an easement on it, it becomes more affordable. Another are a variety of programs that work with existing landowners who may not have succession, are willing to let a good family come on the place, run some of their own livestock, say, and have free grazing in return for providing management services on the ranch. And there's no one answer, but I think there are a lot of tools, and some of them we're just beginning to discover.
Sure, and that's probably part of the Stock Growers Association mission, is to help provide those tools and discover them, and you're probably always working on that, I'll bet.
Certainly, we've been around for 140 years, and we don't continue to exist if the ranching families in Wyoming don't continue to exist.
Absolutely. Well, and one of the things that's so important to the ranching industry is how you preserve our open spaces. I mean, our land is what it is, largely based on the agricultural industry.
It really is, and that's something that Wyoming can be so proud of. And we see increasing pressures for rural subdivisions and that, and not that we should oppose those. We need to have a growing, vibrant population to a degree, and we need those opportunities. But we need to create a balance, and that balance means preserving economic value in agriculture, so landowners don't feel compelled or overly tempted by those opportunities to divide up their land. We lose our open spaces, we lose our wildlife habitat, and we lose a lot of our culture.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds like you have a great mission and goal, and you just truly have the people of Wyoming in your heart from how you speak. So thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Great. It's a great opportunity to visit with you, and hope to do some more in the future.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, thanks for joining us today on WLM TV's The Ag Scene. We've enjoyed visiting with some of the families that have been celebrating 100 years or more in farming and ranching in Wyoming. We got to talk to some of the special dignitaries that were attending the event and enjoy some of the festivities. This is a very impressive time and something that they celebrate at the State Fair in Douglas. So thanks for joining us today on The Ag Scene.